what it is exactly. And so he was talking about the Antarctic the gates. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Stargate.
Yeah, you know how supposedly there's a world outside of our world past Antarctica.
Yeah, that's just nonsense.
Okay. I was my perspective on it was that maybe this is the Earth is okay. I think about Earth in the sense of the Kabbalah, the tree of life,
Hmm.
and I think about it in the sense of like the reason why our heart is weighed at the end of our story here is because that tells us whether we get the level up or not.
Yeah, it's like a
What's
video
your
game.
take on it?
It's just like a video game. It's no different from saving up points on the video game to win prizes and to gain extra lives. Same shit.
But like
That's
it's
where we got it from.
mm,
All of that shit in the video games is based on esoteric principles of the mechanism by which this 3D reality functions.
and so basically it's a test of your integrity and your character and your will. So it's like,
Some people not born with a golden heart.
are they supposed to obtain it? Like, is
No,
that their mission?
no.
No.
They just here to sabotage.
So like when they say a hater's doing his job, like some people just really.
Right. Now, the sabotage method that they use was to turn us against each other.
Right.
This is to turn off our connection of confirmation from source energy by not trusting each other to tell each other the truth.
Mm, that part. That was
Right?
another thing that was getting on me is that everybody wants to be a chief and nobody wants to be an Indian. So it's like, well, when the shit hit the fan, we talking about tribe up, but nobody want to listen and take orders from nobody.
Yeah, because we don't nobody trust nobody. See,
Right.
the goal is not to keep the people a chief or the Indians is to make every Indian qualified to be the chief, but we all gonna work together for the greatest good of the collective.
Because that's how it
That's the
works. We're
goal.
all a big family. Right.
Right, because they only want a certain member in the family to stand out as the golden child and next to the in line, but the one who put in the most work should get the position. Right? And that's how we were on the land. So if you put in a certain amount of work to build your life and I put in a certain amount, I'm happy for you just like I'm happy for me.
Right. We got to get rid of that jealousy. We,
Right. And that's a manufactured and taught behavior. They taught that to us. That's part of the divide and conquer construct. Well, look, envy is not supposed to work negatively. Envy is supposed to inspire you to meet your level so that you can compete with somebody else that's meeting their level as a form of friendly competition. The corruption of envy is jealousy. Jealousy is when you don't want nobody to have more than you or that you think somebody always want what you got. Those are bad behavioral traits that we all need to address. Right? So, um, different teaching mechanisms produce different characteristics within people. If you teach the people to be family oriented, it makes the clan stronger because the families are stronger. They tell you right in the book, they rent the royal garment and auction it on the auction block. They tell you in the history books that they sold us on the auction blocks. Then they turn around and tell you that they ransomed us off, right? So the reality is they ransomed us off to separate the family. They had to make sure that we conform to the bullshit they levied on us. So this video about to cut out. I got less than a minute and a half, right? But the understanding is we want everybody to be independent thinkers, but know how to come together and work together as a team to overcome any obstacle that that any other clans face. We can't look at just my clan, because now everybody involved in the war, everybody got to be involved in the solution. So we working on the solution. Some people want more than they deserve, and some people don't want quite what they owe. But you can't let the greedy take from those that's willing to give, right? So you got to keep a balance to that shit, and that's what we working on. So peace out, peeps. That's it for me for the night. I'm finna kick back and, I don't know, do something. He said, come back, we learning. I might come back on in a few minutes. Let me see what I got over here to do. I might roll me up another fat one and have another smoke session. I don't know yet. Don't quote me on that. It's not a guarantee, but it's a possibility. Right? So, it's a question. The land's gonna tell you a story, and they've been trying to figure out the Nazca lands for years. For years. I'm not gonna tell y'all what they is right now, but I'm gonna point out a couple of symbols in there. One, you see the phoenix bird, and for two, you see a monkey. The irony is the particular monkey strain that is not from South America. It's from Africa, or what we call Africa today. And in the process of looking at the Nazca lands, that's telling you something. So now, what do you connect this to? You connect it to, as the sun shine in the east, even unto the west, so shall the coming of the Son of Man be. What do that mean? Well, the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. So when you look at the symbol of the monkey, if you go to the east, you'll find Sun Wukong in China, you'll find Hanuman in India, the east. Then it sets in the west. And you got this monkey in this Nazca strip to show you that the sun also sets in the west. So the whole thing about the Nazca lines is they are a sign for a specific time. From there, you go to back to your historical record. Now, when we talk about historians, over here we have a historian on YouTube named Dane Calloway. And Dane Calloway is tasked with the job of digging up the skeleton from the grave, so to speak, and reassembling the body. And he needed to do that in order for us to have references. And if you go to his channel, he got a lot of good videos. In one of his videos, he got a picture of Europeans landing in America. And behind this European, they got this little black guy looking like he's terrified. And don't nobody know what that is. So let me give y'all a little help. I told y'all before in one of my videos, Truth in Plain Sight videos, that Peter Falk, or Peter the Falcon, was a clue. And he played Columbo. And Columbo was the name of Christopher Columbus, who was actually a investigator. So when you go back and you look at the history, they even tell you he's an investigator. What is he an investigator for? He's working for somebody else, but they are presenting him to the Queen to get funding. And he has a navigator, a little black guy named Peter the Black, or Pietro del Negro. And that's a Spanish name. Pay attention. It's a Spanish name. Pay attention. So this little black guy came from Spain. He didn't come from the Caribbean, because
they hadn't found that yet, according to the historical record. And he didn't so he couldn't in the historical record, so they didn't find that yet. Ooh. You all right? Okay. So let me get back to this. So yeah, they ain't know he know what's real. See, they can't trick him. Like a lot of our historians can be deceived, but you can't deceive Dane Calloway because he know what's up. So let's deal with this Pietro del Negro, or Peter the Black. Peter the Black history is pretty obscure for some reason. Why they don't want us to know who he is? Because, you know, they always got a habit of hiding the history. So it's ironic that Peter the Black was the navigator. What do that mean? He was the star reader. He was the star reader that was to guide the investigator Columbo to the new land. Now, they told y'all about a new world order. They didn't tell y'all that we've been under the new world for hundreds of years, since them suckers landed over here and we lost the war. They said that this was the new world. So all of this old American colonial garbage is the fault of those hidden hands. Now, we see I'm going to give you an example of a hidden hand, because don't nobody think that we can ever figure this out. Point a couple things out. World War II, Adolf Hitler, they said he was the wickedest man that ever lived. They all getting out the imposters for this time, because we needed to have it where when we make this move, we don't fail. So Adolf Hitler, in Mein Kampf, there was a story that he's telling about a lady that turned on them, that turned on the Reich. And this lady that turned on the Reich was found dead in the woods, and above her head was a note pinned to the tree. And the note read, "You bitch, you have betrayed the fatherland. Now you have been judged by the black hand." The fuck is the black hand? My father was a little boy. He used to tell us these stories when I was a shorty. He said, "I don't know who these people is." He said, "But we was terrified of the black hand. Every time somebody started getting some money, they tell them, hey, you can't be getting all that money, man. You're going to have to answer to the black hand." So where's the black hand? So remember, we got to have a dog in every fight in this divide and conquer mechanism that was laid down in Babylon. A dog in every fight. Now, peep game. Go to California now. Look at their symbol. Their symbol is the black fist. Why do these pale-skinned fake Jews have a black fist for their symbol? It doesn't make sense. Don't make sense. That don't match. Because they think about, according to the record keepers over there in Israel, they look at us the same way, or even worse than other Caucasians. They look at us as like we are their source of economics. We the source. We the root. We like to, when you dig a mine in the ground and you get the material, the minerals out, we they mineral. Everywhere we set up shop, you found Jewish shops set up in our community. Everywhere. And these Jewish shops would always try to suck us blood dry, but they would always make us have this illusion that they're giving us a deal. They call it Jewing you down. I'm going to go Jew him down for that price on that, because that's too much. He's going to charge you $50 for something, you Jew him down to $25, but it's really only worth $10. Most people don't understand the Jew process, to Jew him down. So now, the black hand is the black fist of the Jewish Defense League. I want y'all to think about that. Let that sink in. It has a black fist, are imposters. So who is behind it? Who's pushing the agenda with this black hand? Now, is it anywhere else? Is it anywhere else? It's a political text called The Unseen Hand by Ralph Epperson, where he was able to discover a massive amount of information on the deception. Now, I told y'all we just recapping, we're mostly dropping references, so Put that in y'all codex. Ralph Epperson, the unseen hand. He got a lot of information in there that's gonna open you up to this political scam. All right. So, Dane Calloway, who was actually he's an Olmec. See, so we had different tribes. He was from the Olmecs, and that's why when you look down there, when you look at his picture, Dane Calloway, he looked just like an Olmec. When you look at me and you look at the long face, then you already know what you're dealing with. You know where I'm from. I'm from the Washita Nation before they were Washita Moors. I am Quetzalcoatl of the Aztecs, but because of the conditioning, I had to come under a different tribe, the tribe of the Chief of the Two Feathers, Chief Pontiac. And the two feathers represent the truth. And all Moors know that Chief Pontiac standing on his 45 holding up his second, meaning that he's firmly, squarely standing on the truth. He don't give a damn what they think about it. So, what do this mean? Let me give y'all some more references about some stuff I said before about the entertainment industry being controlled by hidden forces. I told y'all that Farrakhan was sent to L. Ron Hubbard for a reason. Because under Dianetics, you can't get extorted by Hollywood. They don't extort them. They can't, because the power and the force of this group is too strong. Now, a lot of people get the founder, Mary Eddy, mixed up with Mary Baker Eddy. Mary Baker Eddy was the founder of Christian Science, and the other lady was the founder of the Church of Scientology, but they are interrelated. See, we made agreements to get out from under this oppressive regime of these imposters a long time ago. Those who did not have the right to ascend would become grateful when they was given that opportunity to go to the next level and to be able to perform. So, I mentioned the Oscars before being an award for Europeans, and Oscar was a black guy. Because they were, it was designed for them, people that look like us didn't get awards at the Oscars. Because it wasn't for us. See, I mentioned as another reference, the painting that Leonardo da Vinci put up that shows you the whole man in biomechanics, the complete and perfected man. But what is he talking about? The complete and perfected man. Well, we all know that Solomon was the builder of the temple. Solomon is the soul of the man, and in the temple that he was building was the temple of man, and this particular man was the last addition to the human family that was being used as an oppressor. The whole thing was that we would all one day be so confused that we rise up and join all of the Caucasians, all these Europeans. They ain't the problem and they ain't the source. I told y'all they're not the problem, they're not the source. In order for you to escape the dividing... Come here! In order for you to escape the divide and conquer mechanism, you have to be able to have a dog in every fight, and you have to be able to... Hey, I'm going to push this on pause for a minute while I got to deal with something. All right, so we go back to the structure, and we go back to the references. Everything is discoverable if you know what you're looking for. Everything is discoverable. So we got to put all the pieces together. So we got somebody in every fight. We got a dog in every fight. I want to go back to Noble Drew Ali because don't nobody understand how he started a whole different organization, right? He started a different Moorish organization. Go back to the beginning, it was called the Moorish Zionist Temple of Islam. The Moorish Zionist Temple of Islam. Now, who in the hell is them people and where are they at today? I don't know. What happened to Noble Drew Ali? We had a meeting in the Travel Lodge years ago. And they realized it was a piece missing. So they called brother up from Jamaica, Marcus Mosiah Garvey, to give us the final piece to the puzzle so that we can put this African conjure down on their head. They can't escape it. See, what we did is a reversal conjure. A reversal conjure. That means that all of the dirt they playing for us go back to them, right? All of the backbiting, all of the thievery go back to them. So in this process, we put a dog in every fight. Noble Drew Ali was our first point man in the Moorish temple. Now, there's a difference between a Moor, there's a Moabite, and Almoravid. The defenders of the faith are not the same as Moors. Almoravid, as you can find them